Alright, I'm making a video. This is an Exmark Metro walk behind. It's about 20 years old. I think the keyway is bent. I hit something last year. I think it's just bent a little bit. It surges. I've got to use the choke to keep it running really smooth. But once I power it down a little bit, I got to adjust the choke to make sure it runs smoothly, because it will just go, it will surge, the engine will surge up and down, only when it's on low throttle. And I got to pull the choke out a little bit to keep it going, or it will stall. I hit a rubber mat one time and it stopped the mower dead. I believe the flywheel spun a little bit and got it off key. This is pretty easy to take off. You just loosen these bolts. You don't got to take them out all the way, because the shroud slides over all of them. So you don't have to take off the ones that hold the plastic shroud on. You don't need to take them all the way out. Of course, you need to take the the pull starter off. This is not an electric start. This is a pull start. So I took that off. I took that off there. That all came out. One, I used my impact gun to take it off. So that was simple. Comes off. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. It's a regular take it off. Left hand counterclockwise. It's not a opposite way thread. So you just left hand thread comes right out. This whole thing comes out. What I'm going to do is show you how to get this thing off, because there's really nowhere to pull this. I put some part blaster in there. These things should pop off pretty simple. Most of the time they do. This is pretty corroded. I spent about 15 minutes cleaning it out. I had all kinds of crap in there, fuzz and junk, and I had to pick it all out. This is all covered with like finite dust and grass. It just impacted the fins on some parts, especially the front. I'm going to clean this all up. This is another thing. If you have a problem with your, if it's not the keyway, it could be this. This is the idle. There's an idle screw here. That's another day. I don't have time for that. It's going to rain in about a couple hours anyway. I'm just going to show you how to get this off. It's pretty simple. There's really nowhere to. You need to get a good place to pry from. I'm going to pry from this side over here with this bent screwdriver I have. I didn't make this. This came this way. This is a old Sears. But if you have a better pry point, you got to find somewhere. You don't want to pry on a casting. You might crack it. There's no here. I found here might be a good spot. I'm going to try that. I'll show you how to pop. This thing should pop off. Hang on. Oh. I wish I had another hand. Alright. I've got a socket. What is this? This is a 3/4 inch impact. I'm going to put the. You got to find a socket that fits right on top of there. That's not it. Oh, wrong one. It's going to be. What is this one? That's a 5/8 socket. You want it to fit on top of that flush part. It should pop off. Boom. There we go. All right. Oh, this thing's heavy. We'll see if it's the keyway. If not, it's the keyway. I'm gonna clean this up anyway. I can't tell if it's a keyway, bad keyway or not right now. Where's my microscopic glasses? It could be bent a little bit. I'm not sure. It's tough to tell. Some guy was online saying, it could be bent just enough to. This thing literally dead stopped. Fortunately, you know, this is a belt system, so a lot of times if you have a straight shaft going down with a blade, it could cause some damage. But the belts took a lot of the shock before it got to the main shaft. But like I said, I hit a rubber mat and boom on that side and just stopped us dead. And ever since then, it's been surging. I know I'm going to change the key. Hope I have one. I should have one. It looks a little. Possibly there's a mark right there, but that could be a rust mark. If it bent a little bit, it looks a little. Let's try to lose it. Some keys are made out of metal, some keys are made out of aluminum, they say. The aluminums are meant to shear. But since this is a belt system, I think they put a metal one, and I'm going to test it with a magnet. And because the belts will take the initial shock, you might bend a blade or something. But I didn't bend the blade. I think just caught the friggin' mat and just chewed it up and brought it in and stopped the mower. So I know, this is just to get the flywheel off, to show you how to get it off. It's pretty simple, dimple. You know what I mean? Parts blaster, got down in there for sure. That's a bonus just to get the rust off of it. Plus it's tapered, as you can see, so that's nice too. I'm going to clean all this up here, all this rust on the coils. I'm going to clean up the flywheel, and hopefully it's not as hard as you think it is. You know, as long as you get a good pry point somewhere. I couldn't find my other crowbar, so I used that bent screwdriver. If you got a bigger screwdriver with a quicker bend on it, that also will work. I guess you probably could get a, you know, I use this pivot point here to get in there. So, but you just gotta watch where you pry. I guess you could pry. There's nothing there to pry to. I use that corner right there where the beef is. I mean, you gotta watch where you pry. You don't want to crack the casing. So I use this corner here. I guess you might be able to use the other side's the same exact engine. So, but that was in the way, so I chose over here, and I used that bent screwdriver. But I guess if you have a small crowbar with a good pop on it, the ticket is you know, put that there, and just, you know, don't sit there and smash the crap out of it. Just give it some good wraps, and it should pop right off, because like I said, it is tapered. So I gotta clean this up, get another wood wolf key here if I could find my set. If not, I have to go to Tractor Supply. It is got a I gotta get a pair of a microscope, or not a microscope, a magnifying glass or something here. If this ain't it, the next thing I have to do is fool with this. A lot of times it's up in the carburetor. You pop this off, and you got the idle screw and everything like that. That's another thing to fool with. Okay, that's it for popping the flywheel off on a Exmark Metro, 15 horsepower. I think it's a V. My engine is a FH451V. A lot of these engines are, got the same similar flywheel setup. But if you have electric start on your mower, you'll have teeth underneath your flywheel, and you won't be able to pull them past your coils. So what sucks is you'll probably have to remove your coils if you have an electric start, because the teeth will a lot of times sometimes come underneath. It depends. You got to look at your mower. Anyway, that's another YouTube video for somebody else, I guess. That's what I did to mine. I'm going to clean all this up, get all this crap out of here, clean this up, and I guess make it look pretty. That's it.